Have you ever picked up on the fact that some women don't flirt in a loud or obvious way? Instead of making things clear, they tend to observe you quietly and test how attentive you are, especially if you're a man over 50. Around you, their behavior might shift just slightly. They don't want to seem desperate or too available, so rather than being upfront, they rely on subtle questions, the kind most men don't even notice. A woman who feels even a hint of attraction toward a mature man will almost always ask two very particular questions. It's almost like she's speaking in a hidden code right in front of you. But before we break that down, do me a quick favor. Like this video and drop a comment if you've ever missed a signal from a woman and only realized it later. Your engagement helps more men understand what's really going on beneath the surface. A lot of men over 50 start to believe they've become invisible to women their age and even younger ones. But that couldn't be further from the truth. In reality, mature men can become even more appealing than before, once they learn how to read the signals correctly. The real problem isn't women. It's misunderstanding their communication style. It's like thinking she's just being polite, when in reality she's showing interest. Women rarely come out and say exactly how they feel. Instead, they observe, they test, and they evaluate. They pay attention to your emotional steadiness, your presence, and whether you can pick up on subtle cues. When a woman begins to see you as someone she might trust, emotionally, physically, personally, you'll notice a shift in her behavior. Casual conversation becomes more intentional. Her curiosity starts to have meaning behind it. She begins asking questions that reveal three important things: your inner strength, your emotional openness, and whether you're aware of her interest. And this is where those two key questions come into play. Many men over 50 expect communication to be straightforward, because that's how things used to be. But today, especially with emotionally aware women, attraction is often expressed indirectly. Instead of saying, "I like you," she'll use questions as a safe way to understand you. It protects her from rejection and emotional discomfort. And here's the thing. If you miss these moments, she usually won't repeat them. Women rarely open the same emotional door twice. Think about it like this. Men often show interest through actions, helping, guiding, protecting. Women, on the other hand, often express interest through carefully chosen questions that hint at emotional closeness. And there are two questions that almost always appear when a woman feels a subtle attraction toward a mature man. But first, understand this. She's not asking just to pass time. She's trying to feel your emotional presence. She wants to sense whether you're calm, grounded, and confident, or distant and closed off. The first question is about your emotional availability, not your daily routine, but your internal world. She's trying to figure out if there's space for her in your life. It's not practical, it's psychological. Without saying it directly, what she really wants to know is he open or emotionally unavailable? The second question focuses on your direction in life, not just your career or surface-level goals, but your deeper path. She wants to understand if your life has purpose, stability, and forward movement. Women don't usually invest emotionally in men who seem uncertain or lost. They're drawn to men who feel grounded and sure of themselves. So when she asks these questions, she's not just collecting information, she's imagining what it would feel like to be close to you. Physical attraction might bring her attention, but emotional safety is what makes her move closer. These questions become even more important after 50. Why? Because many women assume a man at this stage already has an established emotional life. So before stepping closer, they quietly check, is there room for me, or is he closed off? These small, almost invisible questions are her way of checking compatibility. If you overlook them, you miss the exact moment she gently opens the door. Now let's get into the two questions. The first one sounds simple. Do you spend a lot of time alone? On the surface, it seems casual. But underneath, she's really asking, are you open to connection, or do you prefer isolation? Is there emotional space in your life for someone else? She's not asking if you're lonely, she's asking if you're available. A good response doesn't make you sound needy or distant. It shows balance. For example, You might say that you value your independence, but you also genuinely enjoy meaningful company. That kind of answer signals emotional stability without desperation. The second question is, what are you looking for right now? Again, this isn't small talk. It's a deeper evaluation. She's trying to understand your direction. If a man responds with uncertainty or says he's just drifting through life, it often signals a lack of purpose, and that tends to reduce attraction, regardless of age. A strong response is simple, calm, and clear. You might say you're focused on creating a more peaceful and meaningful chapter in your life, or that you're open to building a genuine connection with the right person. Clarity naturally creates attraction. What many men over 50 fail to realize is this: women aren't searching for perfection. They're looking for emotional presence, stability, and clarity. When she asks, "Do you spend a lot of time alone?" she's testing your openness. When she asks, "What are you looking for?" she's testing your direction. Openness combined with purpose, that's what creates attraction. These questions can appear in different forms depending on the situation or culture, but they all come from the same psychological pattern. Imagine you're talking to a woman at a cafe, in a bookstore, or even online. The conversation feels easy. There's eye contact, a bit of laughter, a subtle shift in energy. Then she asks, "Do you spend a lot of time alone?" That's her first emotional step toward you. Later, she asks, "What are you looking for right now in life?" That's her second step. These aren't random questions. They're emotional checkpoints. If you respond with calmness, clarity, and presence, the connection naturally grows. But if your response is defensive, unclear, or awkward, the moment slowly fades away. And remember this: women rarely repeat emotional openings. If you miss it, that opportunity might not come again. She isn't testing your words as much as she's sensing your presence. Once you truly understand this, you stop guessing and start recognizing genuine interest when it appears. Before you leave, if this message resonated with you, comment, "I see the signs," so more men can discover this perspective too. And remember, attraction at this stage of life isn't about looks or status. It's about emotional clarity, presence, and awareness. When you understand the signals, you don't have to chase moments. You simply recognize them when they happen.